So if you guys just want to go down the table and introduce yourselves and say where you're from, and we can start.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie McCarthy and I'm an admissions counselor from Seton Hall University in South Orange, New Jersey.
And a UD alum.
Hi everyone, my name is Allison Mancuso. I'm an admissions counselor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice right here in Manhattan.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dan Baker. I'm one of the assistant directors of admissions at William Patterson University. We're a state college in New Jersey. I oversee some of our campus visit experiences. So if you have any questions about visiting campuses, I definitely would love to field them.
Danny Barrow, University of Delaware, fellow New Yorker as well.
Hello everyone, I'm Craig Broccoli from Binghamton University. I'm the assistant director, but here for the New York City area.
Hello, I'm Victoria Bruno. I am an admissions counselor for Iona College. I am also an alumni, so if you have any questions specifically about not only programs but campus life, please feel free to reach out to me, okay?
Thank you. So if you guys just want to kind of start, telling about your school and some of the processes that go on, maybe you can speak to that and then answer any questions that come up. Tori and I also have a list of questions in case anyone's too afraid to ask.
Okay, so like I said, I work for Seton Hall University. We're located in South Orange, New Jersey, which is only about a 25-minute train ride from Penn Station, so it's kind of close. We're only 14 miles from New York City. We're about 5,500 undergraduate students and about 4,300 graduate students. We're on that brink of a small to medium-sized school. We are the oldest diocesan university in the country, and our average class size is approximately 21 students, so it's very similar to a high school class. And our student-faculty ratio is about 14:1. We do have several colleges within our university. We have our College of Arts and Sciences, which is our largest and oldest college at Seton Hall, and that houses most of our majors. Some of our more popular programs within that school are our dual degree health program. So we have physician assistant, physical therapy, occupational therapy. Communications is really popular within that program, as well as psychology. And we just announced this last month, but we're going to be opening a medical school in fall of 2017. So we're planning on having a dual degree medical school program where you can go to medical school and finish your bachelor's degree in 7 years as opposed to 8. So we don't have the details of that specifically yet, but we're really looking forward to that. We also have a diplomacy major as well at our school, a School of Diplomacy and International Relations. So we have an exclusive alliance with the United Nations. We do a study abroad program in DC, so we have access to both New York City and DC, which is pretty unique. We have a Stillman School of Business, which is also very popular. We also have a 95% job placement rate within our Stillman School of Business. We offer tons of internships, especially in New York City, because we are only a 25-minute train ride. We also have a School of Education, so we have early childhood, elementary, and secondary education, and a School of Nursing as well at Seton Hall. Some other highlights, we offer over 15,000 internship opportunities a year for our students. And you have a career center advisor as well as an academic advisor starting your freshman year of college. And then when we're looking for students, we do rate applications holistically. Our average accepted student last year had about a 3.4, 3.5 GPA, so that's high 80s, low 90s, and about an 1130 on the two-part SAT and about a 24, 25 on the ACT.
So John Jay is sort of a unique school. We mostly emphasize criminal justice. We have a number of liberal arts programs in addition, but some of our most popular majors include forensic psychology, forensic science, criminal justice, criminology. Those are some of the popular majors. We have about 13,000 undergraduate students and about 2,000 grad students. We are located exactly across town from here. We're on 59th and 10th Avenue, so only a couple of blocks away. Our application process is a little bit different than most schools. We are actually part of the City University of New York system. There's about 24 schools that are included in that network of schools. So when you're applying, there's no specific John Jay College application. You fill out the City University application. You can apply to up to 6 schools at the same time for the same application fee. Traditionally, we look for about an 81 average in your high school coursework. We look for about a 500 on your math SAT and a 480 on your verbal SAT. We did just start a new housing program downtown in the New Yorker. Not sure if any of you are familiar. Unfortunately, we don't have dorms exactly on our campus just yet, but we're working towards that. It's a great school. We have a beautiful campus, and we have Division III athletics.
So just by trying, does anybody live in New Jersey? All right, cool, we got a couple New Jersey people. All right, so as I mentioned before, we are one of the state colleges in New Jersey, about 20 miles west of the city. We're a medium-sized school. We have about 10,000 undergraduate students. So while that does sound like a large number, we still keep the class sizes small, on average about 19 students in the classroom. I can tell you from experience, not only do I work in the admissions office, but I also teach in our communications department there. Personally, I've never had a class bigger than 22 students. I've had summer classes as small as 9 students, which was really 8 students because one of the girls never showed up. The university really does emphasize keeping class sizes small. And you're going to hear from all of us the different sizes of our campus, and that's one of those big decision makers. What kind of school are you looking for? Are you looking for that big school, or are you looking for something a little smaller? So definitely that's something to investigate as well when you're making your college decisions. We usually get asked what are our top programs or what are we known for. I usually like to give out 5. First of all, our education program, because we were founded as a teacher's college back in 1855. So it's a program we've been doing for 160 years. Our nursing program, because we offer at the undergraduate, the graduate, and all the way up to the doctorate level. We offer a doctorate of nursing practice now. Our music program, we have one of the top jazz music programs in the country. We also have a fantastic classical and pop music studies program too. Communications program, mainly because of our strong internships and also our facilities. 2 brand new high definition television studios, and our campus radio station, Brave New Radio, was named National College Radio Station 2 in the past 3 years. And then our College of Business, we have the top accreditation from the Association of Advanced Collegiate Schools of Business. That's an accreditation that only 5% of College of Businesses have across the globe. So it allows our students to study with the best professors and leave a college that has that top accreditation. In terms of the application process, we have both our regular application and we're also members of the common application as well too. We require students to do 3 things to complete their app. First of all, a $50 application fee, but we waive the application fee for anybody that visits our campus, whether they come for an open house, a campus tour, an immediate decision day on campus. So that's another thing to check with schools if they do offer those opportunities. And then your high school transcripts and SAT or ACT scores. A little bit about our averages, about a 3.1 GPA, so a solid B average. Average SAT has been around a 1050 on the 2 sections, critical reading and math combined. So that's a little bit about what we have to offer at William Patterson.
As for Delaware, I believe, do you all have folders? Awesome. There's a Delaware fact sheet in that folder so that you can get around with all like the specific statistics. A couple of things to keep in mind is when I first joined University of Delaware's campus, it was maybe 7 years before that I was driving through Delaware and I never got off the exit. And so definitely visiting UD's campus for me was something that was so impactful. It actually convinced me to leave New York for the 2nd time. I was working at Pace University in their admissions office, and our campus screams college right out of the textbook. Red brick, tree-lined pathways, and the best thing is we're not in the middle of nowhere. We're in this vibrant college town, 150 different stores and boutiques surrounding our campus. And then right in the heart of it, you have an Amtrak station as well as a SEPTA train station. So literally the halfway point between here and Washington, D.C. is UD's campus. Between Philadelphia and Baltimore, UD's campus. LA and London, I don't know, just trying to make sure you're paying attention. But the other great thing about Delaware is that we absolutely are trying to prepare our society for the next generation of leaders that are thinking globally. UD created studying abroad in the United States. And what that means for our students today is that regardless of what your major is, you will have the opportunity to study abroad as early as your freshman year. We have exclusive freshman-only study abroad programs. And this incoming freshman class for the 2015, it'll be part of our new cohort called the World Scholars, where they will be studying abroad every year. We have programs on every continent, that's including Antarctica. Our College of Earth, Ocean, and Environment studies there, and significantly is doing research looking at how the ice caps are melting and contributing to the sea level rising. But you also will see our students with their selfies and the penguins in the background. As we think about the academic offerings at Delaware, we're definitely interdisciplinary. We have great STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, and math, such as the College of Engineering, Business, Health Sciences, the Earth, Ocean, and Environment, Agriculture, Arts and Sciences, and so forth. I'm probably missing two, Education. Katie could probably chime in. And, but the main piece that we stress is interdisciplinary. So many of our students, at least 70%, will graduate with a minor or a double major across those colleges or within the colleges. And then as we review your applications, we're receiving 28,000 applications for a freshman class of 3,850. And so we do not want to be known as an institution of who we exclude from our community, but by whom we include, and your contributions to society and our campus. So we admit many more students than 3,850. We have a little bit over 60% acceptance rate, and what we focus on is your trending grades, primarily from junior year to your fall semester senior year. That is by far the most important piece to the application, not your GPA, not your test scores, but the trending grades from junior to senior year in high school. I'm sure there'd be plenty more questions. I'll pass on.
It's interesting that I'm sitting next to Delaware here because about 10 years ago when I was deciding on schools, I flipped a coin between Binghamton and Delaware. I ended up flipping it 9 times because I wanted the odds to work out in whatever favor I wanted it. And it ended up being Binghamton for me, but Delaware's a great school. Binghamton University is part of the State University of New York, so I'm assuming most of you know or heard of SUNY. It's huge. There's 64 colleges and campuses. Binghamton's one of the 4 university research centers. So out of the many to choose from, we're one of the big 4. But of the big 4, there's Buffalo, Albany, Stony Brook, Binghamton. Binghamton's the smallest. It's a Tier 1 research school with about 13,000 undergrads. So like some of the other schools here, mid-sized university. Does have a small school heart, and I'll get into that briefly in a second. But academically, we have students coming in from all over the world, about 115 different countries, all 50 states, certainly some of the best and brightest students from New York. And when you talk about the academic options, as a university, there's 5 different academic colleges. And I'll start with Harper College of Arts and Sciences, since that's where most of our students reside. That's our liberal arts, that's our sciences, humanities. Many of our students pursuing the pre-med, pre-law track, that's all right within Harper College. But all students, regardless of their major, will have a liberal arts background. That's something our leadership is very passionate about. You could be an engineering student, you could be an accounting student, you're still going to have a liberal arts understanding as you move forward. The next school is our School of Management, which has a very good reputation, particularly in this area of New York, and it tends to be one of our most selective programs. Then we have our School of Engineering, where I was as an undergrad. Slightly jealous to any of you incoming potential engineers because they put about $250 million worth of new facilities in for science and engineering research, so it's incredible. I didn't have that, but it's there now. I was just there this weekend, and it's crazy how different it is. But The next school is our School of Nursing, like our business school, a very selective program, but also a very well-prepared professional track. We have a College of Community and Public Affairs, which is the people side of psychology, and then we have a Graduate School of Education. So it is designed for students to stay there, get an undergrad and a master's degree in teaching, and you'll be ready to go. There's many grad programs, but those are, the education school is solely a grad program. Now, in terms of that small school feel, the residential college structure is one of the things that really did it for me, but it's also one thing we're incredibly passionate about, that all freshmen will be living there on campus, but you tend to live on campus as long as you wish, and that usually goes into even senior year for some students, where you're part of this residential college structure that's the Oxford University housing system. It's eerily similar to Harry Potter. Each little community has their own themes, traditions, dining halls, competitions between the buildings. So that is where we decide to kind of split the bill there between the big research university and the small liberal arts college. D1 athletics, club sports, intramural sports, if you're active and want to participate. We have a 200-acre nature preserve on campus. It's about 3 hours from here, northwest. Many buses, 20 buses a day go up from the city, but it's a relatively rural campus right outside the city of Binghamton, which is a little mini upstate New York City. 600 different study abroad programs, a lot of different research opportunities, particularly freshman year, and the biggest thing for us, particularly New York and even our out-of-state students, as a public school, one thing we're very passionate about is being and staying among one of the top 10 best values in the nation. So that's huge for us. All right, that's Binghamton in a small little nutshell.
Loud naturally, so if I'm hurting your ears, just let me know, okay? I don't really need it so much, but it's trending. So, Iona College is in New Rochelle, New York. That's Westchester County. It's about 25 miles outside of New York City. We do have our Metro North train station a mile down the road, okay, and it also has Amtrak access at the train station as well. We are a smaller to medium-sized school. There's about 3,700 undergraduate students, about a total of 4,700 if you include our graduate students. 70% of our residents will live on campus, 30% do commute, however, no one is ever left out, okay? Actually, we are in the midst of not rebuilding, but we just knocked down our Mirage Diner that's been a staple in our community, and we're building a 7-story upperclassmen dormitory. So we do offer 4 years right now, however, we will be able to guarantee it next summer. We have 2 major schools on campus, our Hagen School of Business and our School of Arts and Science. Our business school is in the top 10% of business schools in North America, and it is a part of our Fast Track 5-year master's program. Classes offered could range from finance, accounting, sports marketing, international business. And internship opportunities have been with JP Morgan Chase Corporate, KPMG, Google, IBM, etc. Our School of Arts and Science, our mass communications program is of the more popular, so you can focus in advertising, and that's what my focus was. TV, film, broadcasting, but also psychology, education, criminal justice are also popular programs coming about, out of our Arts and Science School. It's also part of our 5-year Fast Track Master's Program and internship opportunities. Personally, I did MTV my junior year, which was very exciting. But we also have worked with WWE Corporate in Stamford, Connecticut, and we had the very first ever undergraduate intern at the United Nations just last year, a part of our International Studies program. We are D1 in athletics. We have 21 varsity sports teams, 80 clubs and organizations on campus, ranging from Greek life to you can sew and bake if you're really interested. You just seek out an advisor such as myself, and we'll have you up and running, okay? What else can I tell you? My goodness. Scholarships and financial aid, of course, are available. We have merit scholarships. They're based on your GPA and your test scores. We have athletic scholarships and a bagpipe band scholarship. So if any of you are pipers or drummers, okay, feel free to visit online and reach out to the liaison, okay? We do have study abroad and mission trips, all right? Iona is on its way to moving the world. We do have a very tight-knit community, so it is important to us to do good for the world so that we can only receive good, okay? So mission trips are usually a week long. We're going to Bolivia, we've gone to India, but even interstate and locally for bad weather, we were the first ones down to rebuild. Study abroad programs, you can start as early as your second semester freshman year, as long as you hit a certain GPA your first semester. And we are, like my panel here, we are all over the world. So you can go to Australia, Ireland, Italy, Spain. I mean, the opportunities are endless. But what's really cool about the Gale community is that we have 40,000 very successful alumni that are still affiliated with us on campus. So they don't really have to know your name or your face, but they see the Iona name on your resume and they want to help you. 90% of our students are placed once they complete their undergraduate degree, so they are moving on to junior level positions or they're starting their master's degree. So if you have any questions, I could really talk about Iona until I'm blue in the face, but I don't want to do that to the rest of the panel.
I have a sort of phone question. I probably should have had you all go through this, but maybe if a few of you want to say, what's the role of an administrative rep? What kind of brings you to the knowledge and you know, what kind of is your role in going around to different schools, different organizations to kind of talk about the schools and then how you can help, you know, potential students or students going through there?
Well, I'll jump in quickly and kind of explain, well, we're all here to really help that next crop of student kind of come through the process and represent our respective schools, and tends to vary based on the school, what an admissions counselor or representative would do, but what we are here to do is really make sure you know what you're doing when you're coming through, that you have a very good understanding of what the differences and what each of our unique schools offer. And very often we're also part of those committee review processes of deciding who that next student will be. You know, we tend to be in the, you know, sometimes I find that I have the stereotype of as a gatekeeper, that you have to impress the admissions representative. And it's perfectly fine to sort of showcase any talents or interests or academic merits that you have. And we do see those when they come through on the application and so forth. But really, we're here to make sure that you feel comfortable, you have your questions answered, and especially when you find somebody who is your territory person. So for example, I'm here in the 5 boroughs, I actually live down here now, where you reach out to that person if you're very interested in the school, and we'll do our best to make sure in a timely manner we can help you find that avenue to the school and make sure you're in the right realm and what the possibilities are. So really we're the forward-facing piece of the university to help anybody in that path.
If I could just jump in, there was one thing, sorry guys. We do look for about an 80-85 average outside of our honors program, okay? It's about a 1050 to 1250 on your SATs, or 21 to 23 on your ACT. Then of course we have our honors program that's a minimum of 1300 on your SAT, 29 on your ACT, and a 90 GPA in high school. One thing though is that makes us unique. We don't deny students the first time around, okay? If you don't receive an acceptance letter, you receive a deferment letter, and in that case, we're asking you in for an interview because we don't think that it would be very fair to solely base someone's potential on their GPA or their test scores. Okay, so I think that's very important. We do run through our interviews from the time you receive your deferment letter just until about a week before your deposits are due May 1st. Okay? So then it would be based on your mid-year grades and then hopefully an additional recommendation letter. And, you know, I wasn't a great test taker myself in high school, but I was still given a chance. So we only feel that would be fair for you too.
I just want to chime in on the role that we play, and I loved what was said. And in addition to that, though, we're also here to have a better understanding of your curriculum. So that's why you will see us travel to your high schools and build relationships with your school counselors and college counselors. Because as we evaluate applications, especially at UD when we have 28,000, we want to know what's happening within the context of your high school. So a typical admissions office staff at UD, we have 23 counselors who are territory-based. So they're understanding your school, building relationships with your school counselor. So that's why that first suggestion that started off the panel, which was get to know your guidance counselor, is something that I definitely would second. Because we work very closely with your guidance counselor and the school counseling personnel in your school to understand your environment.
So, your territories, are they, based on where we live? So like if we live in Westchester, do you represent Westchester, or do you have other reps from the school that represent Westchester?
Yeah, so since we're a New Jersey state school, we do a lot of recruitment in New Jersey, but we do have a specific rep for, Rockland and Westchester and the boroughs. So, for example, on our website, if you go to our admissions page, and I'm sure that's the same thing with a lot of the other schools up here, you can click on where your school is, by county, by region, and usually it'll pop up with that counselor's information. Whether it's email address, phone number, sometimes even a little bit about who the counselor is. So, yeah, I definitely, with getting to know your guidance counselor, very important, getting to know your admissions counselor as well. I probably speak for the panel as well, too, when I say that none of us ever looks at an application, right, whether it's a folder application or on our computer, and says to themselves, I hope I can reject this student. Okay? We want...
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. That's why I said I hope I speak for my entire panel. I've never looked at an application and said, I don't, I hope this student doesn't get it. I hope this student scores on what we want them to be. So that's why, we are here to help everybody. But yeah, to answer your question about the territory, that's what I would recommend, especially the schools you're interested in. Just go on there, go on their the website, and then just send them an email. And when counselors come to your school, ask for their business card. Okay, when they're there, or send them an email afterwards. It was great to meet with you at my high school today. I loved what I heard. I'm definitely looking forward to applying. In my email inbox, all right, I have a little folder for student interest, and I get that email. I reply back to it, and I swing it right into my student interest. So then, when your name comes up, it's familiar, and I can go back to that email. Oh wow, the student really was interested in William Patterson. I've already met with them. You showed some kind of interest in us, so that's another good thing for students as well.
How early would you suggest that a student in high school visit schools?
I recommend doing it as early as possible. There is no too early mark.
What year?
Really, I would say you could start doing it your freshman year, sophomore year. Junior year is when you start to narrow down where you really want to apply, and then continue to do so into your senior year. And visiting campus is very important because you want to make sure that you have that home gut feeling that you just know that you belong there. So yeah, really never too early. Also, in regards to making sure that our students succeed, we do have resources available on campus between professors. I know I skipped a little bit, so I apologize. But for the success of the student, nobody ever looks to make sure that someone fails. We are on the road to success. So our professors are available, your classmates, of course, and then we have a reading center, which has a seven-day tutor availability, and then our college assistance program as well. Okay, so never too early to start looking.
I just want to touch base on what you just said. If you are planning on doing a campus visit, always check the school website, see if they have info sessions. A lot of times they will have open houses in the spring and the fall. And you can even talk to an admissions rep to sit in on a class or to spend the day shadowing a student. If you are planning to do any of these visits during the school day, most schools will accept a note from the colleges, and it will be an excused absence. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then you can use any type of school break, spring break, winter break, and use that time to visit school.
What an interview process. What are you guys looking for, like, from the student?
Yeah,
We don't have interviews.
Oh, you don't have it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I am has interviews.
Oh, okay. So what do you look for?
Honestly, we look for is the student coming and is attentive? Do they really want to be here? Are they interested in proving that they'll do whatever it takes, whether it's take the SAT or the ACT 7 times, or extra credit to improve their GPA? We look for their willingness to ask for help if they do struggle in a certain area. We look for their area of interest. We don't really like to say no. We do have an 80% or so acceptance rate. So, you know, it's more so, oh, okay, they don't really just want to be here because their friends said it was a really cool place to be. If they can really prove to us that they can not only benefit our community, but Iona can benefit their life as a whole also. We do have a Columbo program, which happens a week out of the first semester of freshman year. Okay, and it's time management, organizational skills. They'll give you certain things that you have to do within the week and if you fulfill those, then you would be on a probation series. You can come in as a first semester and then meet with a counselor X amount of times during the week. If you put the effort in to reach out to the tutors on campus or, you know, make special arrangements, it's just really showing your work ethic, really wanting to be there. Yes.
This is just a general question to ask you. Some kids know, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, I want to go into whatever field. Now, I know like now they're sitting here, they're 15, 16, 17 years old, and some of them don't know what they want to do. How do they apply? Do they apply a general application, or do they have to apply to a specific, like you're mentioning, school of nursing, business, engineering?
So for Iona, we actually encourage our students to come in as undecided because you have until the end of your sophomore year to claim a major. We give that time so that you can take intro classes from our business school and our arts and science school. I have friends, my friends, personal friends that have come in and they think that they want to be an accountant, okay, and then take a film class and now they work for NBC. So that's what we really encourage students doing. You can also shape your career path, you know, if you're going to major in computer science and minor in a drawing class and then eventually work for Cartoon Network. You know, there are different ways for you to follow your career. So we do encourage coming in as undecided. You can claim right away, but at Iona we ask you not to.
I feel like I have to jump in on this one, considering Delaware is slightly different in the sense, and this is one of the reasons why I think you'll see many panelists here and from different institutions, is because each institution is different some days, right? So at Delaware, if you're interested in engineering, nursing, or business, we recommend a student apply to that major as their first choice major. Within the colleges of engineering and business, a student can apply directly to a specific field. So sometimes students are, this was not me by the way, know exactly I want to study biomedical engineering or civil or mechanical. Well, at Delaware you can apply directly to that program, or you can come in as engineering undeclared, giving them a breadth of the engineering disciplines as they begin their fall semester. And that same is true with the College of Business and Economics at Delaware. So you can come in as finance or accounting, or if you have some interest in business and not really sure, you can come in as business undeclared. Nursing, this is pretty much true for all four-year nursing programs. It is essential for you at Delaware to have nursing as your first choice major. Nursing is based on how many clinicals that institution has with nearby